Okay, hi. This is try number 2. I haven't even got to the spicy part yet. All right. So, well, Victor's trying to find out what he wants to do with Jordan because he kind of has no use for her anymore. So he says, "I don't know what I'm gonna do with you," and she says, "Well, you know, you should not lock me up because do you want to keep visiting me here all the time?" Okay. So all right, now we get to the spot. Oh, and then here's what I was talking about. Okay, so Phyllis is trying to be helpful with Summer, but Summer's really the mother, so Phyllis doesn't want to overstep the boundaries, right? So she really wants to be kind of involved enough. Okay. And Summer finally they give her a storyline. They begin her storyline where she's growing up. I appreciate that because I was really questioning her age throughout this whole thing because yes, she may be over 21 on her birth certificate, but she wasn't acting like it. So I'm really appreciative of the storyline. Okay. And also, as a side note, she is very good co-parents with Kyle, so that's cool to see too. Okay, now the spicy part. Okay. So, well, to catch you guys up a little bit, I might be a little bit of rehash, but I'm gonna try my best not to be. All right. So, uh, hmm, all right. So Jack was with Nikki, and Nikki was gonna go on a bender. And a bender for any non-alcoholics out there is when you drink a lot of alcohol, possibly and most probably till you black out. Um, so Jack saw this coming and wanted to stop it, but not be like a parent. So he decides he's gonna order up some opioids and take them. Um, and he inevitably passes out. Now, Nikki, being shocked into just enough sobriety or awareness, calls medical people, like not an ambulance, but I don't know what because she was in a hotel. Okay, so it's not like you're in a house and you call 911. You call whatever is available there. So, and this is a part I remember from Friday, only I forgot to mention it. Um, okay, one of the paramedics or whatever was really hot, so I remember that. But I also remember what he said. He said, "You're very lucky you were on the verge of unaliving due to your drug use." Okay. So, okay. Now, you have to imagine that 24 hours at least has, uh, or a nighttime has elapsed since the last time we saw these people. Okay? Because Jack supposedly spent all night out, and Diane was worried, sick about him and his location and all this stuff. Okay? So she's like, he opens the door, says hello, whatever. She says, "Where were you? What happened? Like you were gone all night. I was worried about you. What happened?" He says, "Oh, okay, I'll tell you everything." So he's telling her, and you can see her face getting redder and redder by the minute. That's number one. And you can see that she's getting pissed off very quickly with every word coming out of his mouth. Because the words coming out of his mouth are, uh, honey, I had to do whatever had to be done for Nikki. Okay, and a bit of backstory. Jack and Nikki were married for a hot minute. So Nikki and Diane are always in competition for Jack's attention. Um, and if you want to put it in game terms, uh, Diane thinks that Nikki won because Jack was willing to put his sobriety up for her safety. Okay? And she says, "But how dare you? You know, you put your sobriety in question, and how do I know that you're not going to use again?" And yada, yada, yada. Okay? So Jack does what Jack does, and he says, "I promise you this was a one time thing. It'll never happen again." Now, okay. Now, the other question is, which we don't know the answer to, how far, well, how much is Diane going to trust Jack? And how far can Diane trust Jack? Because Jack is a very steady, loyal character, does the right thing all the time, and all that stuff. But the question will remain, if you fall off the wagon and try to get back on, will you stay on the wagon or not? That is the question. So we'll have to see the rest of the week to see what happens. I'm sorry for the part two. Wasn't my intention. But please check out part one and part two for this to make sense. Please. All right.